Kevin Durant have any shot of lifting the curse? How does this work exactly?
Yeah, Kevin Durant definitely has an open shot of lifting the curse. How it all started was he, as you've seen with the evidence, but, he also agreed to play me in a game of 21.
Okay.
That was the special thing, but his team said, hey, Kevin is busy with the season right now. He needs to focus. And that was, about 4 years ago?
You
that's
play,
how he's
right?
still cursed.
I tried out for the D-League. I had the 87ers they sent me an invitation. So
that's how he can lift the curse.
Yes,
we now know.
Yes.
People, we know this is how it can happen.
Let's all be wizards and fly around in the sky. Let's all be wizards, immortal we could never die. Let's cast some spells with all of our dear friends. Let's all be wizards, the magic it would never end. And we'll fly so high in the sky. Fly so high in the sky. Fly so high in the sky. Right into the night.
Well, no, and he was in two really terrible ones. And
Hello and welcome to Let's Just Be Wizards, a bi-weekly podcast that delves into the dark arts in order to answer the age-old question, can I be a wizard? I'm your host, Adam Hilton, and to my left hand is...
I'm Maxfield Lehman, and I am a...
What are you today?
What am I today? I'm interested in different cultures and their hexes, like scrying and Nordic runes.
Perfect. And
Nice.
to your left hand is...
hello, I'm Drew Cox. I've been working on some candle spells this week, and a couple of curses. And I'm just here to follow up on that and talk a little bit of wizard this and wizard that. And I'm just glad to be here, glad to be on the show. Thank you, Adam.
All right. Through the course of this podcast, we will attempt to cast spells, tell the future, shapeshift into animals, and everything under the moon that constitutes wizardly behavior. Now, before we get started, I think it would be important to point out that we are all cursed for eternity. So strap in for the show that will cause real demons to infest your iTunes account. This week on Wizards, we light some black candles and discuss the ancient art of cursing. But first, let's look at this week in wizardry. Alright folks, so for this week in wizardry, me and Andrew went out and saw the new Wizard movie.
This is the number one film in America right now.
Actually, it's called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find
it's
Them.
the number one movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I was about to say the name. I wasn't trying to draw anything out. Sorry.
From J.K. Rowling.
J.K.
universe.
Rowling, yeah. She might know about a wizard, but I don't know if she knows how to write a screenplay.
Yeah.
What were your impressions of it, Adam?
I was thoroughly disgusted.
Yeah.
I felt really bad, and that was before I went to the movie. And then I had sat through the movie, and it wasn't an escape for me from the feelings I was having that day.
So was it just kind of a CGI fest with
Yes.
lots of lens flares?
Absolutely, Max. You haven't seen it, and you just hit
Okay.
the first. That's the first box they checked. CGI Fest?
Lens flares. Yeah.
You said something about it, the Han Solo.
Yeah, well, the Han Solo problem. That's something a lot of these CGI fests have, which is something Guardians of the Galaxy did and was aware of. And it was the everyone's Han Solo, so now no one's Han Solo. But if you're aware of it, it's fine. This movie was just nobody's Han Solo. Just a bunch of gangly dorks running around, saying dorky words to one another, and not really taking us in, not really making us want to root for anyone in particular.
Were they fussing over petticoats?
Well,
and things like
not
that?
so much fussing over petticoats. So much of the petticoats was about all the movie had going for it. What the real problem was, they have this this guy who's just like, I'm a regular guy. And his only purpose in this movie is to, like, get wide-eyed, drop his jaw, and go, what is that? And then a wizard goes, well, it's this, that, and this. And then that's supposed to be some surrogate for the audience. Because here the problem with this movie is if they hadn't had him, it would have just been a bunch of wizards going, well, back to doing wizard stuff. We have nothing to talk about.
What do they call a normal person? A nomad?
I think they called him a muggle in Harry Potter and a nomad in this movie.
Nomad.
Yeah.
Because it's in America, you see. America has its own slang. This movie takes place in the 1920s. Did you hear any 20s slang in this movie at any point?
Was there any alcoholic references and partying? And
did anyone light a cigarette at any point?
No, not at all.
Way to waste a setting.
Yeah.
Way to waste a setting.
So it was just kind of a big situational, goofy comedy.
No, see, Men in Black would have been something I would say was like that. This was like trying to be that without any of the fun.
Oh.
It just tried to take itself super seriously. All right, if I made a joke about a movie and said they waved their wands to fix everything and Johnny Depp is in it all of a sudden, you'd think I was kidding, but that's the movie. That's,
Spoiler alert.
That's the whole thing.
If they threw someone like Ethan Hawke into it, just the whole thing would fold, just the...
Well, they
straw.
did. Well, they did. And he was carrying it until...
He was in it, really?
Until his line was just like, I'm sorry. No, he was that actor that looks like Ethan Hawke to me, that I can't tell them apart.
Ethan Hawke
bad guy?
is like...
Yeah.
like
What's his name?
I don't know.
He's like Nicolas
Actor.
Cage in that, they both kind of act the same in most of their movies, but Nicolas Cage, I respect him, he's great. I love to watch the Nick Cage character, but Ethan Hawke is just kind of like this face, and he tries to
Skeletal
twitch
face,
it,
kinda,
twitch it
yeah.
alone, like,
I always get that guy mixed up with Ethan Hawke, the guy who was in this one, but,
okay.
yeah, if you're gonna use magic, do something cool with it, like...
And they did what might be a cool thing to do, like, once in the, it's like everything they did was the most insane, crazy thing they could possibly do with magic. And it's like, well, what's the limits on what you can do? Why are we even having a conflict in this film if you can just wave a wand and make everything the way you want it?
Did they ignite a wooden Ferris wheel or something?
They did not.
Okay.
That would have been great. God, I wish I'd watched your version of this one.
Yeah.
Set a wooden Ferris wheel on fire.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Or if they did something like, if it was toned down, because, we've only been wizarding, depends on... Been doing this podcast a little bit, and we haven't been able to make anything like... We haven't been able to fly yet, or...
Nothing too concrete at this point.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that we could conclude to maybe think that we're on our way to wizarding, but I just think it seemed a little over the top. I want my wizards in a little bit more down-to-earth context, I think.
We're just kind of scratching the surface here. You don't become a mage overnight.
Yeah, but if you saw Fantastic Beasts, you would have been like, okay, I don't expect to have anything like that with my power. I wouldn't expect to have those kind of powers.
I probably would have just walked to the back row and just pissed in a seat and then walked out.
Well, do you like Harry Potter? Let me ask that. People in the room.
Well, when I was in the hospital a long time ago, reading the books kind of got me through it, but,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say I've never read one or watched one, so I'm probably
it's just
not a good
become
person
too
to
big
review
and
this
overblown,
film.
and this what would you call it? This
critical mass, tipping point.
This French custard has been in the oven too long.
Well, I think. As for the books, I read the first one on tape. Mm-hmm. And J.K. Rowling's good at doing something where the way she describes a magical thing on the page gets you intrigued, and you buy into it, and your heart is sold. But in this particular movie we just saw, she wasn't able to do that. She would have had to establish that through setup or dialogue, and she didn't seem to have any skill at writing characters who were doing that, like, in real time.
And who's the star of this? The main protagonist guy with the walk?
With the
and
suitcase, that
yeah.
guy?
His name is Newt. Do we know
Newt
the actor's name?
Scalamander? I don't know the actor.
Oh, he
What's his
looks
name?
like he put a straw in front of his upper lip.
He's
Stuffed his lips with cotton, and he has this weird kind of... I noticed that most of the characters, they can't keep their lips all the way closed.
Right,
They're just
kinda
resting. They always kind of
Because
show their
they
teeth.
practice
quivering their lips
They
the whole
practice
time.
lip
Yeah.
gesturing too long, you know.
Yeah, you need some real lip muscle to hold them open in the weird ways that they did for this.
Do you think that's a wizard thing? Do you think we'd be more wizardy if we hold our lips out while we do this podcast? I'm doing it right now.
I know.
But do you think it's helping me be magical?
Well, there's side banking. You can
Well,
kind of
no,
talk
Max,
to
you need to
someone
do it
and then
too.
across
We
the
all
room
need
they
to do
can't
it.
read your
It
lips.
does
You
give
talk
you
kinda
more
like
character.
this.
Well, I'm certainly making my... Well, so excellent. I'm going to make this face for the rest
Donald
of
Trump kind of does that too. He has a way of pursing his lips, you know?
He does more like this.
Okay,
His are
like
kind
a
of like
circle?
that way, and that's why he sounds like that when he talks.
Yeah, well, it's working for these people, I guess.
Well, I'm going to do the wizard lips for the rest of this and see if I'm become any more mystical or magical by the end.
I can't do that with my lips for very long.
I bet they're just going take to take, and they just got to go sit down and get a drink of... Because, keeping that up, like that...
Or maybe they keep it
that's
dry.
good. That was
You
good.
can-
Yeah, that was very
You have
good.
to-
Yours look good there.
Brush them with frozen velvet or something just to get
Oh, it's like, they stick
Get
a
the
cold
burn-
piece of velveteen
just
up
to get
in
the
their
burn
lip.
out, you know.
So I give this movie 2 thumbs up. What do you guys say?
I give it 1 wand down.
I have not seen it, and if I
5
did,
stars.
I would probably watch it illegally and not pay any money for it. So
Well, I used a spell to gain free passes to the movie.
That's right.
Let's get to the real magic that happened here.
was this kind of like street
Well,
magic?
It wasn't like street magic. No, it was like I sat and I concentrated and focused all of my magical energy into being able to see the movie for free when a friend, relative, what have you, just out of nowhere said, "Oh, did you say you were going to the movie? I have a gift card I'm not going to use." And it was in that moment that I realized I had probably cast a free movie tickets spell.
And you got us those scarves to go to the movie.
And we decided to go full on Harry Potter and wore our Gryffindor
That's
red
pretty-
and yellow class of 2004 Gryffindor Quidditch champions.
That's
That
that's
was
pretty
our
righteous.
routine.
That's pretty righteous. I would probably
We
just
got
try
lots of
to
compliments.
telekinetically open an exit door and sneak in that way. But I mean, I'd be at that all month.
Either just get your friend inside to do it.
Yeah,
You probably could make friends with movie theater guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
They don't have many friends.
They're not known for being like the friendly type.
No, I had a friend who was a movie theater guy, although he just kind of
We used to get a lot of the free tickets.
he disappeared into like the character of the week and just kind of lost his own identity. Really.
I remember one hack for free movie tickets we used to do was you say that you worked there, you just started that week, and you say, "Oh, my number is a 4-digit number."
Get-
It was a 2-digit number at the time.
Oh, I'm 29,
Yeah, I'm number
Maybe,
20. I'm employee 29.
and they'd give us the free passes.
Maybe
3 out of 4
get
times.
receipt.
That worked when when you were younger and you looked like around the age of a new hire at a movie theater.
Get like a pile of
As you
discarded-
progress into your 20s, that hustle becomes less and less believable. But it'll work the first few times. Go up to the box office. I'm a new employee now. They all have little cards they give them
Yeah, it's
now.
not that work anymore.
Never
I
gonna work.
used to just get like a pile of discarded receipts paid in legal tender and just say, "Hey, you never gave me my points. You never gave me my points. Give me some free movie tickets." And sometimes it worked.
Oh, nice.
But you had to dig through the trash.
All right, so that was the This Week in Wizardry. All right. That's it for the news. Now let's get to the topic. First, what is a curse?
A curse is any expressed wish that some form of adversity or misfortune will befall one or more persons, places, or objects. In particular, the curse may refer to the wish made to a supernatural or spiritual power to aid in its execution.
Demons.
Demons, yes. A curse can also be called a hex or a jinx when aided by witchcraft or magic spells. In many belief systems, the curse itself or accompanying rituals is considered to have the causative force as the result. To reverse or eliminate a curse, it's sometimes called removal or more often breaking, and is often believed to require even more elaborate rituals or prayers. In Hindu culture, the sage or rishi believed that they had the power to both bless and curse. In African American hoodoo, a form of track magic was used by Ramandeep, whereby cursed objects were laid in the paths of victims and then activated once they walked over.
So like a landmine.
Right, like it's like a landmine. I throw the cursed penny right in front of you. You don't pick it up. You just step on it, and now you
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yep.
I wonder if those went away once real landmines.
It's like the proximity. Yeah, it's like GoldenEye, dude. Proximity mines.
Yeah. Oh, those are fun.
Those are wonderful.
I guess that has to do with the spirits and things.
Well, this one's good. This one's good. This one's the evil eye. In Middle Eastern or Mediterranean culture, the belief in the evil eye, which is usually said to be caused by envy. Like if it's not malicious, but if you have intent, then you can do the evil eye as well as a more deliberate course. And in order to be protected from that, they have to make an item which is a glass circle with a dot in the middle and a white border, so it looks like the human eye, so you can like reflect the curse of the evil
there was
eye.
a lady I worked with at my last work, and she had one of those necklaces.
You would call that a ward, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, I asked her what it was for, and she was very hush-hush about it, and she kind of pulled me aside like, oh, it's for protection, you know? It's for the evil eye.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's
spooky.
awesome.
She's
That is
seen
cool.
many seasons.
Yeah. I liked her.
Where was that?
I can't say.
Okay.
It was at one of my last job.
Okay, it was at your last job.
Yeah.
So, not Long's. Yeah. German people, including the Pennsylvania Dutch, you know, the Amish.
Mm-hmm.
They used to speak in terms of hexing, the German word for witchcraft, and a common thing for that would be like, oh, the cows are not making milk, or the horses all tripped in a gopher hole and broke their legs, and just like kind of happenstance bad stuff that can happen on a farm.
Hashtag Dutch problems.
Hashtag Amish problems.
How do you like them Dutch apples?
Yeah, how do you like them Dutch apples?
And by the way, people should check out, if they haven't yet, the movie Haxen, which is an old German film from the 20s. It's supposed to be kind of a documentary about witches and...
Oh, kind of like Nosferatu.
Yeah, same era. It's worth watching. Yeah.
I haven't seen that. Is it from the 20s?
I believe...
Is it a silent movie?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like
Yeah.
Metropolis. Yeah.
It's worth checking out.
Is it on YouTube?
It might be. It
Probably
might be
in
on
a-
Hulu because they have the whole lot of the Criterion collection.
They have
Okay.
a lot
Licensed
of
out.
old movies
Just
on
go to
databases.
Dimple and pick it up
online.
on the Criterion collection. Support your local record store.
Yeah.
Put a curse on all the people who work there.
All right. So is that it?
Yeah, that's it for what a hex is. I think we're pretty much up to speed on that. Thank you.
If you don't know what a curse is, no, curse is on you.
Yeah,
Curse is on.
yeah, you're next.
You're cursed.
You're
with
about
ignorance.
to find out. Yeah.
All right. Max, you want to give us the history?
Sure. The history of curses span as far back as the oldest forms of folk religion and folklore. Some curses of historical note. Tecumseh's curse was reputed to cause the deaths in office of the President of the United States elected in years divisible by 20.
Yeah.
Beginning in 1840,
He survived
this
these
alleged
essays.
curse appears to have fallen dormant since Ronald Reagan, elected in 1980, survived an assassination attempt, and George W. Bush, elected in the year 2000, survived his 8-year presidency.
Man. So the, what was it called again?
That was the Tecumseh's curse.
Tecumseh's curse, yeah.
Like, I wish at least those two, one of them, got...
It doesn't work on shitty people.
Do curses have expiration dates?
Yeah, I think,
Like, did he miss a payment
We're
or
gonna-
something?
We're gonna have to look at the warranty.
Maybe Reagan did, cast the...
He had a block on that.
Yeah.
He must have had
don't
wizards
worry, I've
close
got
to him.
this one.
I
I
think
have black
maybe-
wizard magic close to me. I'll
I
block
think-
that one, no problem.
I think Nancy maybe was his wild woman who kept the curses at bay,
Was Nancy a wild woman?
or like the hag or whatever. Like
kept the
another-
human blood trade going into the White House, probably.
Yeah,
She
was
did
against.
bathe in a bathtub full of blood.
She was against consciousness expansion with her whole say no to drugs thing.
Mhm.
So
Say yes to wizards.
Put a lot of shamans out of business.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
really.
anyways, cursed objects are generally supposed to have been stolen from their rightful owners or looted from a sanctuary. The Hope Diamond is supposed to bear such a curse and bring misfortune to its owner.
Oh.
Hope Diamond.
The
That's
Hope
like
Diamond is cursed?
that's like
Apparently.
as big as like a gorilla's heart or something, right?
Wow.
Well, you know the one in the case is a replica and the real one is in a vault?
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
just to keep it away from
Just so the curse doesn't
from
curse
prying-
everyone who gazes upon it.
from prying hands.
Well, no. If you stole it, you would. If it's that cursed and you picked it up, like
Yeah.
you'd be done. You wouldn't. You're not going to get far.
It just has negative energy, so unless someone like Jesus picked it up, it would just ruin your whole
I think it
life.
would curse him
It
too.
would.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see later. Jesus actually did a lot of the cursing historically.
Yeah, this was
really?
Yeah, well, I'll get to that later. But Jesus,
He cursed the fig tree. Right?
oh, that's just the beginning of
Okay.
his list of curses. But anyways, go on. Yes, sorry.
Oh, that's all right. The Curse of the Pharaohs is supposed to have haunted the archaeologists who excavated the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun.
Tutankhamun.
King Tut
Oh,
was a
King
merry
Tut.
old slut.
Yeah,
Merry
whereby
old slut was he.
I worked at the King Tut exhibit in San Francisco,
oh
the
yeah,
DeYoung Museum.
the young.
It was all right. I didn't feel very particularly cursed, but the people there were kind of rude. There were lots of people there for King Tut.
Did you like the job?
Yeah, it was all right. In retrospect, I was doing a lot of standing and crowd herding and disappointing a lot of people that said, "Well, we just flew in to see this." And
We're just about to thaw him out,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're just
Okay.
about to fly out. We're gonna miss our flight. Can we just run through really quick ahead of everyone? And I told them no a lot of the time, just because I'm good. I want to keep it fair.
Wasn't some people wandering around in there asking you where the museum was? Where's the DeYoung?
That
You're
could,
in it.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that actually sounds familiar. Lots of funny stuff like that did happen. All right.
Anyways, the Curse of the Pharaohs. Archaeologists who excavated the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, whereby an imprecation was supposedly pronounced from the grave by the ancient Egyptian priests on anyone who violated its precincts.
Right. They had a
So
warning,
that's
I think, somewhere
it's like a trap.
Yeah.
So the first guy, but that's just the first guy to break the seal,
the
right?
hieroglyphics, the Set or whoever warned, this is our precious
Yeah.
child. Do not trample upon his resting.
Yeah, because grave robbery is a big thing there. In fact, King Tut's tomb was probably grave robbed by a few people before it was fully
Discovered,
excavated.
quote,
Yeah.
unquote, yeah.
It might have been like a side channel inside the pyramid or something that they found, and that's where all the bad juju was.
Yeah.
Juju bees, don't you just hate that freaking candy?
It's stuck in your teeth.
It's stuck in your
did.
teeth.
Those cursed jellies.
You
That's
try
why
it.
they're called juju bees.
Juju bees.
Bad juju in the box.
Yeah.
Always-
Bad juju in every box.
I kind of like the consistency of them, but yeah, they're like super hard, but they do get stuck in your
Candy,
teeth.
that's just a curse on itself sometimes.
Agreed.
Okay, so that's wraps it up about the pharaoh. I wonder what other curses there were on like graves and things like that, and types of religions.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, there's plenty of curses out there. Most of the land we walk on has probably been cursed at one time. We're probably invading someone's personal space. Everything seems to be built on Indian graveyards.
Yeah.
Just because that's the sturdiest land, the best sediment, I guess.
Yeah.
Because everything was built on one.
When the surveyors come out, it's just already prepped. It's good to go.
I was at the Sutter Buttes one time, and that place was just full of rattlesnakes and feral pigs, just like hissing and growling at each other, and there was something about that place. It just had kind of this strange energy.
The Sutter Buttes are all on private land, aren't they?
They are. It was a guided tour by one of the proprietors. But I got to see the grinding stones and go to the peak. But
Those are cool.
Those are cool. They're
Grinding
just
acorns.
the little holes in there.
the mortar and pestle things.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather had a huge collection of mortar and pestles for a long time.
All right, well, that's the history. As far as we got.
Yeah, let's hope we don't repeat it.
Moving on, I like to look at what the Bible says about things that we talk about.
That's important.
It kind of says a lot and like kind of scatter around about what you shouldn't do and what you should do to somebody if they do something.
You know what? I've noticed a lot of times that like the Bible is usually pretty dead on about black magic stuff. Like all the stuff they were like about curses, all that, all the dark stuff. When they're talking about the bad stuff that can happen, they're pretty dead on about it. I think.
Yeah?
You know?
We'll see. Well, this is what the Bible has to say about curses. And this is according to the HanoverBaptistChurch.org. Their opinion is a thorough reading of the account of an attempted cursing of Israel in Numbers 22 to 25 shows that God supersedes the malignant oaths of the enemy, and also shows that, though the curse no longer rests on us, we can bring the effects of the curse of sin upon ourselves by willful disobedience. We are no longer under the curse of God's judgment, but sin is, and we invite judgment when we sin. So, don't worry about curses anymore. It says sinning is bad.
A lot about not worshiping false idols and all that, but that kind of just adds to the whole. Ours is the only way.
Well, this is just the Hanover Baptist Church's opinion.
Oh, okay.
I'll get into what some more stuff here about curses actually occurring in the Bible, and there are many. According to the Catholic Encyclopedia article Cursing, the Bible depicts God cursing the serpent, the earth, and Cain. Similarly, Noah curses Canaan, and Joshua curses the man who should build the city of Jericho. In various books of the Old Testament, there are a long list of curses against transgressors of the law. Yeah. Jesus Christ seemed to be one of the biggest cursers of all time. And here we go with the many curses of Jesus. In the New Testament, Christ curses the barren fig tree. Do you know why he did that?
The fig tree did not produce fruit, so he said, you shall not exist anymore. He just turned it to dust or something.
Harsh, man. Harsh. Pronounces his denunciation of woe against the incredulous cities, against the rich, the worldling, the scribes, and the Pharisees, and foretells the awful malediction.
Jesus cursed the rich?
Yeah, he cursed
Nice!
the
He
rich.
kind of cursed civilization in general, didn't he?
There's not a lot of people, yeah. Well, he doesn't curse the poor, so they're all fine.
Oh.
Yeah, they're cursed.
But what if they're part of civilization?
We can't all
me see.
live in the wilderness and eat bark, and that's not for everyone.
It's not all of civilization. It's just incredulous cities, rich, worldling, and that's another way of saying worldly, I believe. The scribes and Pharisees, and foretells the awful malediction that is to come upon the damned.
Okay.
So the
That's
damned are
anyone
cursed,
else, yeah.
and I mean, that's kind of a given, right?
Yeah.
It's like you
I'm already
shall not-
damned. Might as well
You
curse
shall
me
not
too, I guess.
partake in God's kingdom.
All right, and that's what the Bible has as far as curses go, or some of them. Let's move on to fun facts about curses. Now, as we heard in the clip at the beginning of the show, in May of 2011, Lil B, Berkeley-based independent rapper and self-proclaimed based god, famously cursed Kevin Durant for calling Lil B a whack rapper. Lil B's curse came in the form of a tweet, which stated, "The based gods cursed hashtag the based gods curse on Durant."
Huh.
Hyphen Lil B. Yeah, so he, a diss track, a temporary lifting of the curse, a return of the curse, a proposed truce, and Lil B taking credit for Kevin Durant's injury all followed in the years after this iconic tweet.
Huh.
So yeah, that was a curse that we could see, the whole world was able to see in action.
Yeah, that unfolded before their very eyes.
I'm wondering if
in
anything,
real time,
if anything
on Twitter.
became of that with against Kevin Durant, if he received any of the malediction, if you will.
Yeah, it
Well,
says
apparently he got hurt.
He did?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, forget that he's a professional athlete and they get hurt all the time. Never mind that. It's the curse.
Yeah, no, I believe his curses worked pretty well.
He was
Appears
probably
to be the case.
he probably was walking out of a nail salon and the door hit him kind of hard.
Max, I was walking out of a nail salon today,
Hmm.
and the door hit me kind of
It
hard.
did?
Oh, wow.
That's really weird.
Huh.
All right. If you're, so that's, apparently I had just one fun fact. But we had a lot of cool facts for you anyways. So, let's move on. If you're a wizard and can't cast a proper curse, then I am embarrassed for you. That's why on today's show, I thought it would be fun to do something totally careless and possibly life-threatening. Now, last week we all agreed to learn separate curses to cast on 3 horrible people still living today. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Botanica Shango on Folsom Boulevard in Sacramento for supplying several of us with some bitchin' black candles. I'm not sure they'd accept our endorsement considering that what we're doing with them, but they're definitely the place to shop for all your magical candle needs. Andrew, do you agree?
I like that. I couldn't have said it better myself. I buy candles there often. I also buy candles at the grocery store, but the ones from Shango were like, it's a bit of a crapshoot.
They work like magic.
Yeah, it's a bit of a crapshoot with the grocery store candles, but the Shango ones are they're a slam dunk every time.
So Shango, do they have white sage or mugwort or any of that?
Yeah, they got all
it
that.
all.
They also have candles shaped like penises and vaginas.
Oh wow!
So, that's Botanica Shango, 9673 Folsom Boulevard, Rancho Cordova, California. And tell them some wizards sent you. Alright, before we begin describing our curses, here are some tips on cursing from a WikiHow article. Alright, tip number 1. Be aware of the possible outcomes. If your curse is successful, it could significantly affect your target's life, possibly even leading to death. Note, however, that many people do not believe in magic or the efficacy of curses, and there's little scientific evidence to suggest they work. Except on Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
by Lil
Kevin
B.
Durant.
Number 2, and this is important, know that it could come back to you. It is a popular belief amongst witches that curses are unethical and, as a result, will return the cursor in the same form they have been given.
Turnabout is fair play.
If you curse someone, be prepared for bad luck to visit you as well. I actually was telling someone about this week's experiment, and he told me that he thought curses come back to you threefold, the ones you cast. And I wondered, if you curse yourself, maybe that's a way of cursing the other guy three times as bad.
Fight fire with fire. Yeah.
All right, here's tip number 3. Consider forgiving and moving on. Think about why you want to take revenge, and if it's really worth your time and energy to do so. Chances are, your time and energy are better spent moving your life forward instead of dwelling on negative emotions that will only make you feel worse. My thoughts is, one way I thought about this was maybe doing the curse is a way of moving on.
Right. No, like now I don't have to dwell on it because I've put magical energy into this, and I can.
It's like,
I've got the curse doing all the work. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to worry about what that person's thinking because I know it's going to wind up bad because the curse is set.
It's like
the ball is already rolling on that one. Yeah.
It's like meditating, while building like a little house of cards or something. It's an activity, when you think about it. It's not, all the feeling you put into it is kind of what gives it power.
Maybe that's...
Oh, well, here's, speaking of that, tip number 4. Set your intention. If you decide that you want to move forward with the curse, sit down and carefully think about what you want to happen. Having a clear sense of what you want to happen as you work through every stage of your curse will make it more effective. Yeah.
Nice.
And number 5, protect yourself. Before putting a curse on anyone, make sure that you've protected yourself with a protection spell or amulet.
I forgot that.
Yeah, me too. If the person you're cursing...
I didn't.
Okay, well, you're safe. If the person you're cursing also practices magic, it's possible that your curse will bounce back to you. As far as I can tell...
And we thought that's what Reagan did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He back-cursed Tecumseh.
Yeah.
Mine might have backfired on me because literally exactly 1 week after I did mine, I got kind of a rash.
Wow.
It was kind of a bad one, and I still kind of got it. But
well, hopefully, if it does bounce back on you...
I put a little hydrocortisone cream on it. It's getting better, so I don't know.
I'm
putting too much thought into it.
If it hits you back, does that mean that it at least hit them or is affecting them?
Well, it definitely means that you did something right magically.
Yeah,
you got some action to
a little reverse telemetry.
I'll take a little bit of action versus nothing. I don't want to just sit there going oh, my magic didn't work at all.
Yeah,
something is something. Yeah,
I tend to agree with this.
Mm-hmm.
You can be proud of yourself. At least you tried.
Right.
You tried to do something evil to someone else, whether it worked or not. So last week we had an assignment. We were each to pick a curse to put on someone that's not a person we know personally, but someone who's just in the public is a piece of garbage.
In the public eye, someone kind of famous.
Thank you. Yeah. Someone kind of famous that's just doing awful stuff.
Noteworthy figure who no one likes right now.
Yeah, and is using their power to be big jerks.
Mm-hmm.
So, we each picked a curse and a person. So let's go around, I guess, and just say who we picked and what kind of curse we put on them. You can start, Max.
Okay. I picked Rodrigo Duterte, who's the current Philippines president. And I picked him specifically because of his recent, as of June 2016, rounding up and murdering of drug users and homosexuals in his country, rather. And I just kind of, I don't know, if you go on Wikipedia and look at his photo, he just kind of has this smug grin. And I kind of just wanted to put a hole in his plans. You know?
He's a real piece of garb.
Yeah, I didn't want to kill him. I wanted to maybe give him a little bit of irregular bowel movements so that, you know, a kink in his armor would appear and his cabinet would devour him or something.
So what curse did you put on him?
I chose the hex to bring, quote-unquote, discord and darkness.
All right. Do you want to recite this curse?
Sure, sure.
All right, we're going to do it. Hopefully you won't be cursed by hearing this.
Okay, so I'm, again, this is Pazuzu's Curse, copyright 1998. And here are some of the directions. Here is a great hex to bring total chaos to your enemies or someone you hate. Perfect for someone who has done you wrong in a bad way. You will need a piece of thick string or yarn about 9 or 10 inches long, and you will tie 3 separate knots a couple inches apart as you recite the following before you tie each knot. So you'll be reciting this 3 times. I was kind of confused about that part. Like, do I recite this paragraph here 3 times?
Preamble?
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Did you just say that? Well,
I said
the
it
curse
once.
words you
I
only
said
have
it.
to say
I said
3
it
times.
once, and as I said, and said the next line, and now I do this knot. I tied another knot. So
Huh.
I don't know. That's just something to keep in mind. You know, some of these are a little difficult to.
They're vague. They need
interpret.
clarification.
Yeah.
Well, what's the curse words? What do you say?
Okay, I'm gonna get in character here for a second. I have the actual yarn or braided cord that I used in the curse. With this knot, I seal this hex. You will not sleep. You will not rest. Knots of anger, knots of hate, discord brings you to your fate. I tie the second knot makes 2. Bringing darkness over you, slander, discord, evil too, bringing darkness straight to you. With this 3rd knot I do bind, weaving chaos in your mind, hex of anger, hex of hate, bring him down, I will not wait, so it will be made now manifest. And that's the thing. There's a little bit...
Wow.
There's a little bit more of a direction here at the end. As you do the spell, be thinking of all the chaos that it is going to bring to your enemy, and make sure you are worked up into a rage before doing the spell. So I did kind of some wind sprints, and I got kind of my blood flowing.
Nice.
And, you know, just kind of thought of, like, things that I hate, you know, like I hate, I was going to say giraffes, but that's not really true. I just find them kind of despicable.
Their necks are too long.
The tongues, the necks, those things on top of their heads.
Yeah.
What are those?
And
I
there's
don't know.
apparently 9 different kinds of them now. Like, hey, we just...
Too much choice.
Too many. And I don't hate giraffes, you know.
But you do.
No,
hate
what are
Duarte,
we giving giraffes a pass for
You
here?
know,
Fuck
I
giraffes.
just kind of slightly loathe them. Anyways.
So did your curse work? That was the second part of our assignment, was to see if the curse worked by checking the news.
Well, I tried to follow the directions, and the last part was to say, when you're done, see if you can hide the string with all the knots now tied around your enemy's home. And I couldn't very well fly to the Philippines because I can't afford that. So I just printed out a Google image of the presidential palace and just kind of rubbed it over loathingly and harsh, you know.
You know, you could have just left it at a Jollibee's, right?
At Jollibee's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that an ethnic grocery chain?
No, it's a fast food chain.
It's a Filipino McDonald's, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
They serve, what is it, spaghetti and hot dogs.
Yeah,
anyways,
it's
And it's fried chicken.
This
a lot of
is
fried chicken.
as to whether the curse worked or not. This is like a public figure I had been, you know, following with some disdain, you know, months prior to the first podcast. And, you know, it seems like there's kind of a break in the pattern, and that he's reasserting himself too much on certain points, like.
He hates America.
Yeah, he hates
He's
the
with
capitalism.
North Korea, right?
The capitalism that's currently.
Well, no,
in
and
his
apparently
country.
he doesn't like people using drugs and doing gay sex, which are two awesome sins
Yeah,
that
no.
you should probably
I
do
have
if you want to
nothing
be
against.
demonic.
I have nothing against either.
No, we should be in favor of those things.
Yeah.
In fact, those are good. You want to do more sins because apparently that's the only way to curse anymore.
So
It's
I'm
just a sin.
I'm just going to keep reading Google News headlines during my lunch break and just kind of seeing
See how he's doing.
what pops up.
Check
you
up
know.
on the old guy.
Check up on him. Yeah. So,
All right.
but it was a very rich experience. Preparing for this and getting in the right state of mind and just believing that this will have an effect.
Right, yeah. No, what did it feel like as you were doing that curse?
It felt like I was kind of in like a fervor, like I was in a trance. I'm directing this energy towards this loathsome person, and he will feel the full effects. And we don't know yet if that's the case. It might be like a little time release capsule or something. But,
Yeah, if he has an upset stomach, it's not necessarily headline news.
yeah.
But, like, did you feel that the demonic power, around you? Did you feel like certain colors?
Well,
or?
I had like a lamp on, and the lamp kind of dimmed a little afterwards, and I don't know if that.
I believe that is a
It's
sign.
a good sign,
It's a good
yeah.
sign, man. And you have the knot that you did with you today.
I have the knot. I actually.
This
went-
looks really
went
good.
A little
I'll try
further.
and post a picture on the website.
Yeah, I went a little further in preparing this. I used 3 different cords and braided them together to make the 10-inch cord. And basically, I used like some polystring, some already braided hemp, and some like gardening twine. And it just looks kind of.
Looks like a real curse rope.
Yeah, looks good.
Curse cord.
I don't know if I should.
And those will be made available at the online store for anyone interested.
This one though, I don't know what to do with.
Max
it.
will make you your own custom curse cord,
I will.
and those will be available online.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make like a friendship curse.
It's like the opposite of a friendship bracelet. It's an enemy rope.
Yeah, but you could tell them it's a friendship bracelet.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, and then they'll tie it around.
They'll
their
put it on
wrist.
their wrist and be walking around with your
Oh,
curse.
sweet
on.
hemp bracelet, man.
Like handing
Cool.
them, like the Buddhist shawl.
Oh, I'm so
or
glad we
something.
could be friends again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, not, haha.
Get
Yeah.
it, not. Oh, wait.
Go
Uh-huh.
on now.
Yeah. All right. Great job, Max.
Thank you.
Excellent work. And now it is time for Andrew to tell us who he cursed.
Okay, well, I decided, I had a couple in mind at first, but who I decided to land on was Mark Zuckerberg, billionaire head of Facebook, who I was a little steamed at for paying people to write fake news.
He's got it coming.
And if I were going to get paid to write fake news, I mean, shit. First of all, give me that job. Why was I the last to hear about this? And second of all, like this ain't that ain't how. Like if you're gonna run a media company, run a media company. Don't do this two-sided stuff where you're saying you're running media and then saying you're not and paying people to.
Yeah, there's that.
write
But
fake
also
news.
something I thought about was he censors what kind of material goes on Facebook, but he doesn't censor the fake news sites.
No, he pays them money. In fact,
Like the Onion.
like worse than the Onion. Like
The
let me
ones
think
that
of an
say that
example.
Hillary Clinton molests children.
Like
for the devil.
Hillary Clinton dying of lung cancer, I
no,
think
this
was
is
one.
Some real weekly
CIA agent found dead in connection with Hillary email scandals. Like just lies, basically, not real news.
Just weaving discord into the public mind.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah, fuck him.
Plus, he's rich, and plus, Facebook is a place for friends. I don't think Mark Zuckerberg knows the first fucking thing about friendship.
No.
And I don't like him selling this product based on the guise of friendship when it doesn't have anything to do with that. Has nothing to do with it. He's just the worst.
By the way, we're going to start our Facebook page pretty soon. Probably
so
by the time this comes
this
out.
is
Be
over.
sure and like
Yeah,
us on that.
It's in the
I will
works.
not be curating that. So yes, I decided that that it would be nice to see some negative stuff befall him, because he just rides his wave of awesomeness all the time without any seemingly bad stuff ever happening to him, despite what a big piece of shit he gets to be on a daily basis. So I did one, which is once again copyright 1998 Pazuzu, 3 Nights in Hell Candle Spell.
Sounds romantic.
Yeah, no, doesn't it? Nice little candlelight dinner, just me and Zuck.
Nice little
Just me
escape.
and Zuck. So it's just him and his friends. Alright, so this spell will infect serious pain and sores on the enemy for a period of 3 strange days, after which the spell is lifted and he's made well again. Take a black candle and place a picture of the enemy in front of you, and tilt the candle so that the wax drips upon the would-be victim, and visualize the wax burning sores into their body and just
Very
giving them a
mysterious.
rash wherever that touched. You're just like, oh, ow, don't touch me. They're kind of just like your classic sort of voodoo doll style hot wax deserves pain. So here I will recite. So picture I'm holding a candle and I'm looking at Zuck, and as I do this candle spell, I bring thine enemy 3 nights in hell. Candle black, black as the night. Bring him pains of flesh tonight. Lesions on his skin will grow, affect him with a painful blow. Sores and pain affect him now. For 3 nights he'll wander now. Dukes of darkness, kings of hell, smite thy enemy, bring him hell. With 3 nights of pain have passed, make him well, well at last.
Nice.
And after 3 days of this, I thought I had gained some traction, and his Pinterest account had gotten hacked. So maybe it
That's
didn't
a hit.
affect him, but it affected pictures he liked, and I was cursing a picture, so
His public image.
that does hurt him. Mr. Tech is not beyond a little hack. And then he made $95 million more the next day.
But he probably was.
But that was that.
Itchy
But
skin.
yeah, he was probably itching real bad while he did. Like, he was probably worrying about why he was so itchy. It made him so itchy and weird that he got nervous and felt so insecure with his billions of dollars that he needed $95 million more just to feel better about himself.
He ordered some.
So I'm going to call mine a success. He didn't seem to have a particularly great week. What with the press ripping him apart on that fake news thing, which they were already doing when I started this curse, but he got a lot more heat for, like, the heat kind of started to turn up on him a bit.
Yeah.
The story had just broken when I had started the curse, and it definitely, I don't think he had a particularly great week. Did it cause him lesions and sores? Trust us. If you had $30 billion or whatever, no one would be hearing about my daily health problems.
You could get a prosthetic face.
Right, I'd have a hologram face to get photos made of me.
Yeah.
So we really don't know if he got sores and lesions or not, but he ain't gonna post it. He ain't gonna post a picture of it on his Pinterest. That's for sure.
Maybe that was just maybe that was an excuse to try and get the attention away from all the sores on his body.
Right. Yeah, people would have been like, Mark Zuckerberg covered in sores. No, let's cover the hack instead.
Yeah.
People can relate to a Pinterest hack because everyone's Pinterest account. That happens to everyone.
I like
sores on your face. That gets people worrying.
I like that line, Dukes of Darkness, Kings of Hell.
That's why I went with that one, because I was like,
It's
man,
like hell
Dukes
has
of
a hierarchy,
Darkness.
too.
No, hell has a very complex hierarchy, in
That's
fact,
true.
and I think we'll be covering that in an
We
upcoming
should.
episode.
The lesser keys of Solomon.
Yes.
Astaroth and who are they?
Baphomet, Astaroth.
There's some sort of tome from the 1300s. That goes
I have
into
that.
detail,
What
like
is,
Gabrith and all the kind of strange names and how many souls, damn souls they control.
Yeah, their armies and stuff. Yeah, no, that's in the the Keys of Solomon, and yeah, we should definitely cover the hierarchy,
of hell.
All right, yeah. So, what did it feel like performing?
Well,
first?
I honestly, like I mentioned earlier, I practice candle spells pretty regularly. I actually posted a picture of one of my candle spells on the Equestria Amino, and it got some mixed reviews.
What's the Equestria?
I'm a brony, and it's where bronies go to do Twitter-like activities.
Okay.
Except we can write, except bronies are famous for writing very long posts. So if you limited it to Twitter, you wouldn't have enough to say about ponies. So I do candle curses pretty regularly. So I like when I get the lights out and I get the candles lit and I'm summoning the spirits and I'm opening the channels into these universes and I'm thinking about the people who I want to set these forces onto. Like I feel it like it's an actual physical feeling. Like I don't know if you can describe it as like you feel the magic in your bones and it all just shoots out of your eyes, pretty much.
You flex the flux.
You flex the flux, yeah. you keep the triode flipping the diode.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very electric feeling. I feel very electric when I cast magic. Yes, I recently started trying to use a protection spell because I was worrying about the amount of cursing I had been doing in upcoming for this episode. Because I will be honest. I didn't curse anyone I know personally in the course of this. I didn't cut off a corner of this. I didn't rip off a corner of this piece of paper to write a curse on it and curse anyone I know.
Great. And I didn't curse anyone we both know either.
No, we didn't curse anyone we both know.
Who deserves it.
And you didn't. And I didn't curse people you don't know who definitely also deserve it.
Yeah.
So,
Neither did I.
So just for the clear record there, what with all the cursing I either had or hadn't been doing, I thought it was time to cast a protection spell, which I don't know when you do
I
this.
noticed you've broken out in sores since.
I got that cough got worse. I got this backache. I got this kind of like gas up in the top of the stomach.
What about your protection spell?
Once again, I was starting to feel a little under the weather, probably due to a cold season, but I wasn't gonna risk it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure if this was a result of anyone deflecting or cursing me back, I would be prepared, or at least have taken a step in the direction of protecting myself, making myself a tougher target. But I notice when I do this, I don't feel as in tune to the energy that I use to set curses. Once there's a protection spell in place, that's kind of like a force field. It's gonna drain some of your allocated powers, I think. Or that's how I feel.
Thing, or?
Well, it makes you less powerful as far as being able to curse, or it makes you feel less powerful as being able to curse, but I think it's something that you probably should do if you want to, keep, like, it's like a tightrope act. You get
Once
what I
a
mean?
year, you should, perform one curse just to get it out of your system at
Maybe
least.
drink a mana potion or something.
Yeah.
We should definitely, potions, that's a whole nother episode.
I know,
right there.
I want to do one
Jeez.
on shamanism, kind of.
I'm getting ahead of myself here, yeah.
But, there's a lot of great
lot of great
Yeah,
stuff.
a
lot of fun little projects.
But yeah, that was my experience in cursing Mark Zuckerberg and scaring bronies.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, so for my curse, thank you, Max, for bringing the bell.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Mine was called Lucifer's Touch, a powerful evil hex, courtesy of Pazuzu Limited. Light 3 black candles.
Who did you curse?
Wait. Yeah. Oops. I'm sorry. Okay. So for my person I chose to curse is al-Baghdadi, who is the leader of ISIS right now, unless he's already dead. There's a lot of rumors and speculation that he might already passed away, but I think he's still alive. He's hiding in caves. He was poisoned in October, before I even did this curse. So the guy was already on a bad leg to begin with. And I didn't know this going into this. I just knew he was still alive, and he was the one directing these people to do these bad things to other people. And I think we could all agree, everyone who's not in ISIS could agree that they're pretty shitty people. What with the beheadings and rapings.
I was about to say, doesn't getting your head cut off suck in any context?
Lots
Right.
of innocent executions and Look like that.
Yeah, we can all agree he's a pretty
Right.
He's a pretty big piece of garbage.
I think this lands on something really important about us black magic people. We're not bad guys.
Right.
We don't want bad stuff to happen to people around the world. Damn it.
Yeah,
this doesn't make us
stop
evil.
this.
We're trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
We're just trying to aim for the ankles of the giant, you know.
Thank you, Max. Exactly.
We're powerless over here in our cozy little American nooks, you know, just posting on Facebook. But if we use the powers of dark magic to attack these bad people across the globe, you know, I feel like we've at least done something.
Well, and we've helped bolster our cause of being black magicians and using the darkness to actually help the world. Like we can't all be good wizards, you know. Some of us just gotta fight the only way we know how.
I think maybe swelling the ranks is in order, like having some workshops or something.
Yeah, maybe down the road, a wizardry school. Let's see. So what I put on this guy, al-Baghdadi, and please don't blow me up for this, people listening, is Lucifer's Touch, a powerful evil hex. Light 3 black candles at midnight and repeat the following 3 times. If you have a bell, you should ring it 3 times at the beginning of this ritual. Alright, so I call to the mighty bringer of light, Lucifer. Spirits of the abyss, hear my call, all most powerful one and all. Lucifer, my thoughts do sing, through the universe they now ring. Take thine enemy, take him smite, break him, scorn him in the night. From the mighty depth of hell, cast your darkness on his shell. O Lucifer, O shining star, touch him, burn him from afar. Revenge now will have its day, for thine enemy starts to fray. So it be! Yeah, but 3 times. During the time spent doing this hex, you should be worked up into a frenzy of anger and thinking of the darkness about to descend upon your enemy.
Nice.
When you are done, extinguish the candles. There you go. This one you had to do at midnight, and I didn't realize that at first, and I've lately been falling asleep really early. So it was kind of hard for me to stay
Was
up.
early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise a spell? Was Benjamin Franklin a wizard?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay.
So
the kite.
So by practicing another spell, you were unable to do this curse.
I was
apparently.
able to do this curse. I stayed up till midnight, and I think because it was a little bit of a struggle for me,
That's going to make it turn out better.
make it turn out better, yeah. And so I had my candles lit, and I kept looking at the clock, and when it was time, I didn't have this bell. I had a bell sound on my iPhone. Hopefully that works. And yeah, like you guys were saying, when you do this kind of stuff, you feel this real power surging through you. And mine was no different. I felt like I had done something really powerful, and you know. And I wrote down some notes actually on it. I believe that night. Oh, I don't have them with me. Yeah, that was on November 16th. But yeah, I looked up the news articles on it, and it says there was a true news article, which could be one of the fake ones that Zuckerberg uses. But it's called True News, so it has to be real. Mosul liberation leaves ISIS leader hiding in fear. And what they've been saying is that he's been crawling around in caves with a suicide vest on. He's still doing his, commanding his people to do stuff, but his days are definitely numbered, I would say.
He really doesn't want to be captured and used.
Well, that might not be a slam dunk, but you definitely got a 3 from the corner on that one.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't call that. That's. I think you were the most successful out of anyone. Out of
Maybe.
any one of us.
Absolutely.
And his Pinterest got hacked.
Oh, nice.
I think it's because you used your iPhone for the bell. That's why that
Worked so well?
Yeah.
It didn't work.
the spider webs of radio waves and the
Well,
internet and all that with your
I don't.
phone.
wouldn't it be more effective with a modern bell synthesizer than an old-fashioned bell? That can only
What about a cowbell?
it needs more.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, it was crazy. After doing it, I looked in the mirror with just the candles lit in the dark, and I looked at my face, and I just saw this person looking back at me who was full of evil power and energy, and felt pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know what there is about it that makes maybe I'm just messed up, and maybe we're all just a little messed up.
Being a dark wizard feels so cool.
Yeah.
You feel so cool when you feel that feeling of the magic instead of the dark magic inside you.
You just have to have your cave and your medicinal plants, and you just gotta go for it. You know?
I felt like as I was going to bed, I felt like really nice going to sleep. I'm like in the dark, enveloped in the darkness, having done my deed. I just
kind
had
of
a
puts
really...
your life into context in a way. Like, you're like, I am here in my place and time, and space and the cosmos are gonna be right with me because I'm actually channeling these are the forces at work, people. Mm-hmm. These are the real forces at work, and when you feel it, it's very actualizing. Like, that feeling when you look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
How that makes me feel is it makes me want to get like a giant hat and walk around in a big ass cloak and just freak people out because I'm that kind of badass,
Do that archetype.
Exactly.
That's what Aleister Crowley used to do.
Fuck
just walk around in a cape and hood and just freak people out.
Yeah.
And supposedly he could also turn himself invisible. Mm-hmm. He had like a magic cape that could make him invisible to crowds.
Nice.
So I think that might be a fun one to try too, turning invisible and seeing if you could sneak around.
Made of shadows or something.
Cloaked in the nothingness. So anyways, that was mine. Lucifer's Touch. I like the name of it. Sounds like My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult song.
It's demonic Genesis.
Yeah, I've been listening to lots of Genesis lately too.
That sounds.
She feels the hand of Lucifer's touch.
Lucifer's touch. That sounds better than one I did 5 years ago. It's called Mephistopheles Waffle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you get to eat a waffle?
One bad box of Egos, dude. Yeah.
I made they say food made with love tastes better, but I made like an angry biscuit.
Yeah, no, whenever I make my own sandwich, it tastes terrible. Like, I hate this guy I'm making this sandwich for. Fuck him.
I was already feeling kind of like weird or just like that. That kind of just, maybe most people can't relate to this, but I'll just sometimes feel a little angry.
Yeah.
For no reason. And I went to In-N-Out, had some In-N-Out, and I knew driving up, waiting in the line, forever to get my stupid fast food, that after I ate it, I would be even angrier. Because when I eat like donuts or super greasy, unhealthy stuff, it just kind of puts me in a bad mood.
Every In-N-Out I've ever been to, if it's like a girl at the window, I'm going to say like, you used to play volleyball, or you used to fly
was
kites.
The water polo team? Yeah,
something like that. It just didn't pan out for them, and so they're in and out now, which I'm sure, is a job you can grow into and become a manager.
They all do seem to have a certain attitude. Like, they're, of any place I've been to, they've consistently never been rude, always been super fast and nice. It's like, wow, how do they keep them like that there?
Well,
they must
pay them enough, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean,
$15 an hour does it, doesn't it?
I guess, but it doesn't work for like post office employees.
There's no turnaround at the post office. The kids at In-N-Out Burger will get fired.
Okay,
you'll get fired for putting mail on the floor in the post office.
Yeah,
that was a Bukowski book.
I was
Yeah, he's a perfect post office employee. But shout out to all the good postal workers out there.
I'm anti-mail. Nobody needs mail.
Oh, I gotta use mail, man. I send out a lot of stuff
in the mail.
Yeah, I'm at the post office like once or twice a week recently. just selling knickknacks I find at thrift stores. But anyways, yeah, so those were the curses.
Nice.
All right. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Let's Just Be Wizards. Next week, we will have an awesome new topic and wizard activity to cover. If you have suggestions for the show, be sure to send your emails care of letsjustbewizards@gmail.com or leave your suggestions in the comments section of iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, or whatever the hex you're listening to this on. Also, if you have a book or wizardly item you want to be reviewed on the show, send us an email and we can provide you with a physical address to send it to. I would love to review your writings or something you've done on wizardliness. So yeah, send it our way.
Involved. I can't wait.
That's right. Also, one more thing. Tomorrow, and maybe when you're listening to this today, is Max's birthday.
It's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, so Max, I got you something. Let me go
Oh my goodness!
get it out of the bag.
I'm gonna be 31.
All right, Max.
Oh,
For your birthday, you get Modern Magic, 11 lessons in the high magical arts, and that's magic with a CK,
this
so
is
you
a
know it's
beautiful
real.
book.
By Donald Michael Craig.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, on the back it says, this unusual book might as well have been written by Aleister Crowley himself.
Nice.
Wow.
From which the
Grand
author
Master.
draws...
Hell.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. I'm guessing it's a little easier to understand than Aleister Crowley, which is...
But he
very
gets
good.
you in the mood.
Yeah.
I shall accept this
Here you go.
wonderful gift with an open
Happy
mind.
birthday, Max.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
All right, folks. As always, I am your host, Adam Hilton, with...
I'm Max Lehman. Live well, sleep well, and have a merry holiday.
And,
Drew Cox, thank you again, Adam, for having me on the show.
all right. I'd like to end this show with a quote from one of the greatest wizards of the 20th century, Aleister Crowley. Modern morality and manners suppress all natural instincts, keep people ignorant of the facts of nature, and make them fighting drunk on boogie tales. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
That
He's
really
always-
ties into one of our themes this week, I think.
Yeah, definitely. All right, folks. Have a good one. I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Let's all be wizards.